Good Thursday evening, October 10th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. Chelan County Commissioners plan a public workshop October 21st on a new ordinance to address homeless encampments that are set up on county property. Trail cameras are a big assistance to hunters in the Washington backcountry, but they're also a great way for wildland managers to keep track of their animal populations. Our mild fall weather continues through tomorrow with unseasonably warm temperatures expected this weekend. Your local weather details are straight ahead. Fire crews and safety teams responded to a natural gas leak Wednesday outside CMI Orchards fruit handling facility near Pangborn Airport. The line break about 4:15 p.m. forced authorities to close multiple roads in the area around South Union Avenue and the Airport Industrial Park until repairs were complete. Although the leak vented natural gas into the air, Douglas County Sheriff's deputies said it did not pose a threat to the public. The repairs were completed and all roadblocks removed within a few hours. Chelan County Commissioners plan a public workshop October 21st on a new ordinance to address homeless encampments that are set up on county property. The three-member board began work on a draft ordinance last month in the wake of a U.S. Supreme Court decision that allows local governments to remove unsheltered people from public property if their local ordinances allow it. Chelan County's proposed ordinance would allow sheriff's deputies to trespass those who camp on county property without permission, while giving them an option to appeal the order to a hearing examiner. Subsequent violations would be a misdemeanor crime. Beyond the October 21st workshop, County Board Chairman Kevin Overbay says completing the language of the ordinance and the procedures needed to enforce it may require further meetings. The Leavenworth City Council passed a resolution opposing I-2117, an initiative that would repeal the Climate Commitment Act on Tuesday. The Climate Commitment Act of 2021 is the state's cap and invest program designed to help the state meet its goal of reducing carbon emissions by 95% by the year 2050. The act has added $2.15 billion to the state's budget in support of transition to a clean energy economy. Political Action Committee Let's Go Washington gathered enough signatures to get the initiative on November ballots. Leavenworth joins other cities, including Seattle, Sammamish, Redmond, and Kenmore, in opposing the initiative. The Political Action Committee behind the push to undo the Climate Commitment Act has been fined $20,000 for violating state campaign laws. Let's Go Washington, sponsored by hedge fund manager Brian Haywood, is only on the hook for $10,000 because half the fine is suspended. The state's Public Disclosure Commission ruled Wednesday that Let's Go Washington failed to report the sub-vendors it used to gather signatures during petition drives to get its three initiatives on the November ballot, and failed to produce campaign records when the PDC requested them. Haywood's PAC formed in 2022 and pushed initiatives that would repeal the state's capital gains tax, the Climate Commitment Act, and portions of the long-term care services benefit, all of which were passed into law in recent years. When we come back, the Indigenous Roots and Reparation Foundation is celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day with the free screening of Fish War. And we will bring you our weekly Pause for Pets feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Let your voice be heard. I'm former Chelan County Sheriff Brian Burnett, and I'd like to be your District 12 State Representative in Olympia. With my extensive experience in law enforcement, I'm eager to serve you to ensure your community and neighborhood public safety. I intend to safeguard and improve your quality of life. I support your private property rights, lowering your tax burden, helping small business to thrive, fiscal responsibility, and your public safety.
Paid for by the committee to elect Brian Burnett for State Representative.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
If you live in Douglas County, this message is for you.
Hi, I'm Randy Agnew, the current mayor of Rock Island, and I'm running for Douglas County Commissioner, District 2. I believe the government is supposed to serve the people, and as an elected official, it is my job to make sure that it does. I have a proven track record doing exactly that as the mayor of Rock Island over the last 8 years, and successfully serving on many boards. A vote for me will bring that same leadership and commitment to all of Douglas County.
Paid for by Douglas County First.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
The Indigenous Roots and Reparation Foundation is celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day with a free screening of Fish War. The award-winning documentary was made in partnership with Northwest Treaty Tribes and North 40 Productions. The film explores a battle beginning in the civil rights era between Indigenous communities, the state of Washington, and non-Indigenous fishermen for fishing rights. After the showing, local historians Randy Lewis and Richard Hart will sit for a panel. Registration is required to attend due to limited seating, and those interested in attending can register on the Indigenous Roots and Reparations website. It is at 5 p.m. and the show is on October 14th. Trail cameras are a big assistance to hunters in the Washington backcountry, but they're also a great way for wildland managers to keep track of their animal population. The Methow Conservancy operates the 1,200-acre Sunny M Ranch property near Winthrop, where trail cams have recently collected the migrations of moose, bear, cougar, raccoon, and even skunk across the landscape. The Conservancy bought the property last year to maintain it as a place for farmland, trail networks, and a possible future housing development for the Methow Valley.
Pause for Pets is presented to you by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Merry Maids, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and Club Crow Bar and Grill.
Hi, I'm Julie, and I'm the admissions coordinator here at the Humane Society, and this is Tango. He's a 5-year-old retriever mix. He has been here for about a month now, and he is really interested in hot dogs. He does really good on leash as well. Doesn't pull a lot, doesn't really jump on people. He's pretty calm and easygoing. He just really likes to walk around and sniff the environment, just take leisurely walks. Where are you going? He did come in as a stray, so we don't know too much of his background. But we've taken him to a few of our events that we've done, like Dogs at the Dam, and he's done really, really well there. He just wanted to kind of sniff around, say hi to a few people, and kind of then go on his way. Tango is a retriever, and retrievers typically make really good family dogs. But if you already have a dog in the home, we are always happy to do a dog-to-dog meet and greet here to see if they will get along well inside your home. We are open 7 days a week, 12:30 to 6 o'clock, and available by appointment on Wednesdays. If you'd like to come meet Tango, come on down.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. Pause for Pets is presented to you by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Merry Maids, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and Club Crow Bar and Grill.
Coming up next, a former Peshastin Water Commissioner and Community Council leader Steve Keene is running as a challenger to veteran PUD Commissioner Randy Smith, who's seeking his 4th 6-year term. We'll have more on that race in tonight's feature story. The Northern Lights will once again be on display tonight, but will we have too many clouds to see them? I'll have all those details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Hi, this is Brad Hawkins, and I'm running to be your next Chelan County Commissioner. I'm very proud to have grown up in Wenatchee, and now to be raising a family of my own here. From Washington Elementary to Washington State Capitol, I've gained valuable experiences in my life and career, and I look forward to bringing it to the county. Serving as a county commissioner is a complex job. We need and deserve a proven, experienced leader. I'd be honored to have your vote.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Check out ClubCrowCashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
Earlier this year, the Chelan County PUD acquired the Peshastin Water District, taking on more than $1 million in system debt and planning for about $2.6 million in needed improvements. To do this, the PUD looked at what's called an adder for Peshastin water rates to cover those improvement costs. A former Peshastin Water Commissioner and Community Council leader Steve Keene is now running as a challenger to veteran PUD Commissioner Randy Smith, who's seeking his fourth six-year term. In tonight's feature story, the Peshastin Water District deal is among the issues in that campaign, and we asked about it during our ongoing series of interviews with local candidates for office.
I think the process has been very equitable, and we spent a couple of years looking at the Peshastin water system. When the request came to us for acquisition, our staff did a lot of discussion, deliberation, and negotiation with the Peshastin Water District to come up with a rate and a process for acquisition that would meet everybody's needs. We are very concerned always that rates be comparable throughout the county. We recognize that Peshastin has a higher number of low income, and there will be adjustments because we do have a low income discount program for water. And so we're making sure that comes into play in this process. And the adder you talk about, we went with a very small adder, and it kept the Peshastin rates comparable to where our rates are going to be over the next several years. We didn't seek out the Peshastin system. They came to us, and we, with our dedication to serving the people of Chelan County, said, we're here to help. How can we help you best? And once that process got started, we came to a conclusion that I believe most of the residents of Peshastin felt was equitable, and we got good feedback at the end of that process. So I'm comfortable with where we landed.
I think mostly I'm happy with it. There's a couple issues. You mentioned the rate adder as being deferred. That's not the case. Okay. The rate adder was put on immediately when we had the system taken over at the end of March. They added $3 per customer, residential customer, and additional for commercial and industrial water. It was supposed to be for a 3-year period, which would increase in the same rate structure essentially as what the PUD has now. The Peshastin Water District, as commissioners, put on a 4% a year increase through 2030 because of our debt load and because of the fact that we needed a new well. So the PUD decided that rather than just take the PUD rates and apply those to Peshastin, they would put an adder on because of our infrastructure and our debt load, again on a low-income community. And they said for 3 years they would do that. Now with rate proposals that have just been made, they're actually talking about extending that for an additional 2 years, which I do think is unfair to the community there. We agreed to the 3-year period where they'd have essentially on a residential customer about $3 a month increase over the PUD rates for first year, an additional 3 the second year, an additional 3 the third year. Now they're going to be pushing it back for 2 more years if they delay the rate structure the way they're doing it right now. Again, if they were to use the public power benefit to take away the debt burden and look at infrastructure, $2 million is peanuts when you look at the PUD overall budget. When you look at a community that about 8 or 10 years ago was rated as one of the lowest income in this county, it's a little bit unfair looking that way. When the discussion occurred amongst the commissioners, one of the commissioners said, well, we wouldn't want to see Peshastin have a windfall over this. Well, $3 a month for 240 customers would net the PUD about $3,000 a month, which is not even, as one commissioner says, a blip on the radar with them. So I think a little bit of that was unfair, although we do appreciate that the PUD has taken over that. We do think it's going to be very worthwhile for the community in the long run.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope your Thursday was a good one. Boy, just an absolutely beautiful early fall day around the Wenatchee Valley. Looking down at the valley, beautiful from our Wenatchee Heights Sky-Fi Tower camera. And all you see, blue sky out there today. Temperatures almost exactly where they should be for this time of year. And I'll tell you what, tonight we could be in for another show. Remember a couple of nights ago, beautiful northern lights, and that could happen for us again tonight. What may hold us back? Yes, high clouds, and we do expect that for the Wenatchee Valley, probably up into the Waterville Plateau, but still, get out there and take a look about 10 p.m. tonight. You should see some sort of aurora borealis going on out there tonight. We're hoping so anyway. But as I mentioned, just a beautiful day today, 66 degrees, just a couple of degrees above where we should be for this time of year. 64 is normal. Our record high, 80 degrees, and that was set back in 1988. It was a chilly start to our day, but pretty much in line with where we should be for our low temperature for this time of year. 27 is our record, and that was set in 2019. 7:13 was our sunrise this morning, and it sets for us tonight at 6:21. Getting you into those Friday temperatures, a little bit warmer, and that'll be the trend as we get into the upcoming weekend. Columbia Basin will be the warmest. Moses Lake and Ephrata at 69 degrees, 68 in Quincy, also 68 up in Omak. The rest of us mid to upper 60s, Wenatchee 67 into Aniat, and also Chelan, a high temperature tomorrow of 67 degrees. Tonight we can expect some high clouds out there, large area of low pressure out in the Pacific, but that won't do much for us, at least in the short term, but it will in a few days. We will see seasonal overnight lows tonight in the low to mid 40s, so about where we should be for this time of year. For your Friday, an area of high clouds around Washington State. We'll call it partly cloudy tomorrow. Going to be awfully mild once again, though, with high temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. And this is where we go above normal this weekend. Saturday, sunny skies, a ridge all the way up into British Columbia. That's going to provide just sunny skies on Saturday. High temperatures, beautiful in those low 70s, and we are warming up even more than that on Sunday. Sunny skies. There is a frontal boundary that will be along the coastline, but that won't affect us. Just beautiful weather here at home with high temperatures in the mid 70s. That'll be about 10 degrees above where we should be for this time of year. And then as we kick off our next work week, high pressure firmly entrenched off the coast of western Washington. Partly cloudy skies because it will allow a few clouds through that ridge. High temperatures again way above where we should be in the mid 70s. For Tuesday, here comes the change in our weather. Large area of low pressure that's kind of been teetering north and south out in the Pacific will begin to move inland. We'll still see a mild day, one more of those with high temperatures around 70. Yeah, and then by Wednesday, here we go. Rain showers along with this area of low pressure. This is around noon on Wednesday, at least a 40% chance of rain. Kind of scattered as we get into the afternoon Wednesday. It will be cooler though, with high temperatures in the mid-60s. All right, your 7-day forecast: 43 overnight tonight, partly cloudy and about normal tomorrow at 67. And then look at this weekend and into Monday, sunny skies, 72 for Saturday, mid-70s on both Sunday and Monday. We'll stay nice on Tuesday with increasing clouds and 71. And then it looks like a rainy Wednesday, cooler too, with high temperatures around 64 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Are you a good listener? Do you stay curious when exploring conflicts? Can you manage emotions in stressful situations? Do you want to help people create solutions that work for each person's needs, lives, and culture? We need people like you to learn to be volunteer mediators, and we're here to help. Contact your local dispute resolution center to discuss your interests and learn about training opportunities.
Happy Thursday. One team is set for the National League Championship while the rest of the divisional series play out in Major League Baseball. The Mets advance to the NLCS with a 4-1 win over Philadelphia. New York wins the series 3-1. Detroit used 5 pitchers to shut out the Guardians in a 3-0 win. Tigers can clinch today. Yankees also have a chance to move on to the American League Championship Series with a 3-2 win over Kansas City last night. A win would move New York to the next round today. The Dodgers put a hurting on the San Diego Padres last night to tie that divisional series 2 apiece. 8-0 the final score. Dodgers went deep. They finally, 3 Dodgers that is, went deep. They'll finally finish up that series tomorrow in a winner-take-all at 5:08 in the afternoon. That'll be on Fox. Well, as it turns out, folks with access to Seattle TV market will be able to watch the Seahawks and 49ers tonight. Apparently, Q13 Fox paid the NFL a healthy sum to have access to the game broadcast tonight, so those without streaming services can see it there. The rest can watch the game on Amazon Prime Video. That kickoff underway at Lumen Field. After upsetting 10th-ranked Michigan last week, the Huskies have another Big Ten test on the road Saturday morning. The Iowa Hawkeyes play host to the Dogs on Fox Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. Washington State plays at Fresno State. That'll be Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock on FS1. Eastern Washington's coming off a bye and trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. They'll be at Sacramento State Saturday night at 6. That's available on ESPN+. Central Washington's back home at Tomlinson Field trying to win their 5th game in a row against the University of Texas Permian Basin. That kickoff Saturday is at 6 o'clock. The Wenatchee Wild will be on the road in Western Hockey League action in Victoria this weekend, but they're already looking ahead. David Rayfield is preparing for his annual campout on the balcony of the Town Toyota Center to raise money and awareness for veterans. He caught up with Dan Kuntz on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley the other morning, talking about how the whole thing got started.
It's just a crazy idea, and supporting our veterans is really what it came from. The first year, my goal was 500 tickets, and I was out there a long time. It was my first year back with the team, and actually, it was like middle of the season, so I was just calling everybody I could just to...
I remember that. It was like in February.
Yeah, it was a cold one, so I kept cold calling. Luckily, now I've kind of created some relationships, but I also upped my goal 500 more, so we're at 1,000 now, so it's a lot of camping.
And at least it's a little bit warmer, relatively speaking, the first week in November than it is the first week in February. Who's getting it?
Yeah, certainly. Weather really doesn't bother me. If I was a single guy without a kid, I would have no problem. I stay out there for a month, no issues. But I like getting home to my family after a long day at work, and that's a pretty important aspect. So that's really the sacrifice there. But being my 5th season, I've spent currently 16 days out there and raised over $14,000. So once I reach my goal, hopefully we're only at a total of 17 days and $18,000. But
well, the best thing to do is you start the camp out. When is the actual date that you start?
Yeah, so I'm going to start after our home game on the 20th, so the 21st, that's a Monday. And hopefully I'm not out there too long because we have a game on the 25th, our Halloween game. So as you said before, I got a lot to do behind the scenes on planning these games and making sure intermissions and stuff are lined up. So hopefully I'm not out there too long.
Rayfield's camp out to sell tickets for a game in November during Military Appreciation Night.
Tickets are $17. You get tickets into the Wild Zone, and $4 of each ticket goes to the Thomas A. Biddle Foundation and our local Veterans Hall. So, like I said before, through all of these years, we'll have raised over $18,000 by doing this promotion, and it's usually just people that were going to buy tickets for their company anyway. So if there's business owners out there that are wanting to treat their staff to an amazing night, you can come watch hockey and support your veterans at the same time. So it's a win-win.
Rayfield says his brethren, marketing folks across the Western Hockey League, are raised eyebrows about his promotion, but he says he wouldn't miss it for the world.
Hey, we're Wenatchee. We're going to do it our way, and we're going to make our Military Appreciation Night as big as possible because it's well respected in our community, and it needs to be. So it's one of my favorite nights to do as a marketer and as an American, really.
How do people know when they buy their $17 ticket that they're getting it through you? Because they go, yeah, okay, I want to be a part of David's thing and not just, oh, I bought a ticket for the 9th not knowing this was going on.
Yeah, so one, I have my own ticket link. So that information's out on our website. Austin's written a story for me. There's QR codes. And then I have my phone, I have my computer set up on that balcony. So you can call directly to the Wild office. You'll get transferred to me, and I'll process your ticket directly. Or you can even come up and see me. Some people come visit. Some people bring me food, hot cocoa. So it's really nice. I do get fed well up there. A lot of people providing burgers, and Jimmy John's is always great. So that's a good
And keep in mind, David does take care of personal hygiene. That's also taken care of. You pop in for a quick shower, like.
Yes, certainly. Yes, there's not a 5-gallon bucket out on the balcony. Don't worry. There's a bathroom just 10 yards away. So I do slip inside every once in a while. But other than that, I got to be on the phones. It takes some time to sell 1,000 tickets. You know, I appreciate the companies that buy 50 plus, or even the companies that buy 5. But it takes time. Even processing orders, sometimes could take up to 15 minutes. So you do a bunch of those in a day, it's all of a sudden the sun's going down and it's getting cold and businesses are closed.
You can call the Wild office or drop by WenatcheeWildHockey.com for more information. The campout begins October 21st. Well, Big 9 football takes center stage on the NCWLIFE channel once again tomorrow night. The cameras and our crew will be at Wildcat Stadium for the Eastmont Wildcats and Eisenhower Cadets. Due to the candidate interviews that's airing on TV this week at 6 o'clock following the newscast at 6:30, we won't be able to show you the pregame on TV. However, if you want to watch it, just go to our stream on our Facebook page starting at 6:30 with yours truly and Grant Olson. Wenatchee will be on the road tomorrow night at West Valley at 7 o'clock. Davis hosts Sunnyside. Moses Lake has a non-league game at home against Post Falls, Idaho. CWAC play tomorrow night features Ellensburg at Quincy at 7. East Valley hosts Toppenish. Grandview visits Sela. Prosser plays a non-league game at Royal Ephrata. Will host Othello Saturday night at 6 o'clock. Cashmere will try to bounce back from its loss to Royal last week with another tough test on the road at Zilla tomorrow night. Another SCAC play. Connell is at County Benton. Walook hosts College Place, and Wapato visits Natchez Valley. Chelan plays host to Manson tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Omac's at Liberty Bell, and Brewster plays host to Cashmere, or to, not Cashmere, how about Cascade? There you go. Other 2B games tomorrow night have Bridgeport at Etihad at 7, while Tonasca hosts Okanagan at 8. Pateros has an early kickoff tomorrow at 4:30 against Moses Lake Christian. Soap Lake visits Oroville at 5 o'clock. Waterville Mansfield is on the road at traditional powerhouse LaConner Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock. Prep girls soccer schedule began earlier today. Chelan at Okanagan, Brewster hosting Omak, Manson traveling to Lake Roosevelt, Bridgeport hosting Pateros, Liberty Bell at Oroville. The later games have East Valley at Ephrata, while Royal hosts Cashmere. Moses Lake Christian's volleyball team is hosting Thorpe this afternoon. Soap Lake is at Easton tonight. 6:30 matches have Omak at Brewster, Bridgeport's hosting Pateros, Manson's at Okanagan, Tonasca takes on Lake Roosevelt, Etihad visits Oroville, and Waterville Mansfield plays at Garden City Academy. CWAC play tonight. Quincy visits East Valley, while Ephrata hosts Ellensburg. Cashmere travels to Royal. Wenatchee Wenatchee has a big tilt with Davis. Wenatchee High School, the location, looking to remain unbeaten in Big 9 play and get a little payback for that loss to the Pirates in the Sundome back in September. Moses Lake hosts Sunnyside, while Eastmont is at Eisenhower. Coming up tomorrow, we're going to have a story about a wakeboarding family from Kashmir that's at the Wake Surfing Championships of the World happening in Fort Worth, Texas. That's Sports News. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Thursday.
I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us and have a great night.